Hi everyone, I think we are live now. Please give me a quick confirmation if you people are able to see me and hear me properly. Alright, I think we are live now. Can I have a quick confirmation if you're all able to see me and hear me properly? Can I get a quick confirmation of that? Can I have a quick whether you all can see me and hear me? Whether you all can see me and hear. Am I visible and audible to all of you? Please give me a quick confirmation so that we can get started for today. Perfect, perfect. I've started to receive a few responses. That's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this into the full screen so that whatever I write over here is properly visible to all of you. Hi Pragati, hi Tarun, hi Siddhi. Great to see all of you over here. Perfect. So let's get started. Now, as it has been conveyed to you that this webinar or this session is going to be all about for you people to learn as to how you can maximize your SBL professional skills marks. Now, you all know that this is a very important component of your paper because every requirement will come with some or the other professional skills that you need to apply to be able to secure those professional marks that are available in your exam. So before you even try to think that how we can perfectly write our answers so that we are able to obtain these professional marks, the first thing, the preliminary step over here will be to understand that what these terms, what these professional skills are, what they mean and what all can they include. So if the requirement tells you that in this specific part of the question, let's suppose communication skills are being awarded marks for. So do you really know that how or what exactly are you supposed to do to obtain those communication marks? So this is exactly what we are going to learn today over here. Now you all know that there are primarily 5 skills which are there as a part of our professional marks in SBL. Those 5 skills are: the number 1 skill is communication, second skill is commercial acumen, the name of the third skill that we have is analysis. The fourth skill that is there is skepticism. So you have skepticism. And last but not the least, you have evaluation. So these are the 5 skills that come to our ACCA SBL exam, and this is exactly what we are trying to understand here. What all do these skills mean, and what all can we do possibly in our answers to be able to obtain these marks for the skills that we have. So we will first start off with communication. Now let me know, what do you people understand by the literal word communication in the English language? What do you think communication means? What do we mean by communication, guys? I'm waiting for your responses. What does communication mean in the general English language? Anyone? Okay, Pragati says communication means to talk, to explain something to someone. So, whenever we talk about communication in the English language, communication means to convey something to someone, to tell someone something about something, right? It's the way of expressing perfectly. Vanshita also says that to explain your understanding. Siddhi says professional language and formats. Now, communication, Siddhi, if we are just talking about it in the general language, communication can be both formal and informal, can be professional, may not be professional. So, communication as a whole means being able to convey what you feel about something, being able to express, being able to tell to the other person what you think about something. So, this is what communication means. Now, communication, when it comes to SBL, it can have three connotations or three types of different requirements. Firstly, the requirement may say about inform, requirement may tell you to persuade, or requirement may tell you to clarify. So, all these three verbs form a part of what gets covered in communication. Now, when we talk about inform in the general English language, what does it mean? It means that something has happened and now you are reporting that to something else. So, it is passing on the information. That is what you do when you inform somebody, right? We used to use this. Okay. So, heading to what inform means, inform as defined by the ACCA body itself on the ACCA study hub, it means to convey knowledge, of a fact or circumstance is what is the definition of inform. So, like we are saying that let's suppose if I know something and I'm telling that people to that same knowledge or that circumstance to somebody else, like I'm sharing what I know about professional skills with you people, or maybe let's suppose some incident has happened, or let's talk about a fact. So, it is known for a fact that all the planets revolve around the sun in our solar system. So, this is a fact. Now, if I am conveying that to somebody, I am informing them of something that this is what has happened. So, as a result, you can take your decisions accordingly. So, if in the exam the verb inform is given in your requirement, then that means that you are supposed to convey your knowledge of whatever you know to the other person. So, whenever you are trying to convey something, it should be clear enough, it should be in the language that they understand. Your thought, your perception should not come in the way when you are simply informing about a fact. So, if the tax rate in XYZ country is 30%, it is 30%. It cannot change. It may be high for somebody, somebody may feel it's low. But whenever you are informing, your personal bias will not come into place because you're talking about a fact. So, inform is this part of communication. Are we all good with inform verb under communication? If this comes as a part of your requirement, do you know what you people are supposed to do? Are we all good till here? Okay. I am expecting a few more responses. I can see there are few of you over here present in the live session. Perfect. So, I will move to the next verb which I have written for you, and this is persuade. So, persuade as it is defined on the study hub again, persuade means to cause somebody to do or believe something through sound reasoning. Believe something through sound reasoning. So, I would very well put it through an example that let's suppose a persuade, I would like to explain it with this way. For example, there's a party that's happening and you really want to go, and your friend is probably thinking about getting their work done, so they are saying that they don't want to come to the party. So, what do you tell them? You try to persuade them, you cause somebody to do or believe something by giving them some reasons. So you will try to say that, oh, this party will be so much fun, you should really come, we'll have so much fun, we'll play, we'll dance. So you are giving them some reasons to for them to do something or believe in something. So this is what is a part of the verb which is known as persuade. So putting this into the SBL perspective, whenever somebody says, whenever the verb says persuade, so you will have to give proper reason. Sound means proper reasoning to be able to convince that person to do something or believe in something. So whenever the requirement is going to say persuade, you are going to give multiple reasons, and then at the end you will say that because of these reasons I believe that you should do this XYZ thing, you should take up this project or not take up this project. So persuading means convincing by giving proper reasoning. Are we all good with the verb persuade? Should I move ahead to clarify? I'm waiting for your responses. Should I move ahead to clarify now? Okay. The verb clarify, again let's put in the definition and then we will see what it means. I will explain it with the help of an example. So the verb clarify, what does it mean is to make a statement or a situation less confusing and more comprehensible. So clarify, I think the verb itself, you have been using this verb in the English language quite a few times. Clarify means to clear things out. So let's suppose if somebody is not able to understand something, you explain it to them, you clarify that this is the meaning of this thing. So clarify here in SBL also means to make a statement or a situation less confusing. Less confusing means that the person who is in front of you has not really understood what is happening. So you try to make it less confusing by telling them more about it, by clarifying maybe some things which they do not know correctly, right? So this is the first part of the definition. Then it says more comprehensible. Comprehensible means it comes from the word comprehend. What does the word comprehend mean? That you are able to understand, you are able to make sense of things. So you try to make a situation for a person less confusing, more comprehensible by clarifying the things that they probably know wrong or they do not know at all. So whenever in the requirement you will be given marks for communication skills, you will also have to clarify, you will have to make things simpler. Communication is all about conveying what you believe, right? Conveying what you know about something. So when it comes to the verb clarify, you're supposed to tell the person who's in front of you more detail about what exactly is happening so that they become less confused and they understand things better. So for example, you all are students of accounting and finance. So maybe you know a thing or two about financial ratios. Talk about somebody who might come from, let's suppose, a science background. So a person from science background may not be able to very easily understand your financial ratios. So if you tell them more about it, that this is the formula has this in the numerator, this in the denominator, so the final result is this means that if the interest cover ratio is, let's suppose, 10 times, that means the company will be able to repay the interest with its profit 10 times. So this is how you have clarified the ratio to the person who was earlier confused, who could not understand what it meant, but now because you have communicated in a clarifying manner, now that person is able to understand that okay, this is the thing which is happening. So this is the verb clarify. Somebody over here, Sahil, has asked me to repeat for persuade. So what I'll do is I'll quickly cover up the three of the verbs again when it comes to the communication. Inform, like we spoke about, it was to, if you know something, it's a fact or something that has happened, you are conveying that to the other person. So if I tell you that the planets revolve around the sun, then this is a fact that I know. So, it is a knowledge of a fact that I am conveying it to you. So, this is how it becomes inform. Then the second thing is persuade. Persuade is whenever you are trying to convince somebody by giving them reasons. So, the example that I gave you over here is, let's suppose you want to go to a party and your friend is not coming. So, you would try to give them multiple reasons to convince them to come to the party with you. So, similarly in the SBL sense, persuasion will be, let's suppose there is a project that the management is not very sure of. So, you will try, let's suppose you think that the project should be taken up. So, you will give proper reasons that these are the reasons because of which it will be good for you and hence you should take up the project. So, this is it about the persuasion. And then Hope is saying clarify and justify in the SBL sense is the same. So, whenever you talk about justify would be to let's suppose something has happened and then you are talking about the reasons why that has happened. So, that is justification. However, clarifying is whenever somebody is not able to understand, is confused about something, and then because via communication you try to make them understand what has happened so that they can be lesser confused and they can be easily understanding what exactly is happening. So, this is all a part of communication, these three verbs. Are we all good with the three arrows that you see? Inform, persuade and clarify. If yes, then we will next head to commercial acumen. Let me know quickly. All good till here? Perfect. Some more responses. Vanshita, Siddhi, Pragati, you all have been very active. I like this. Keep this up. This session is only for you people to benefit. So, the more you interact, the more you are going to learn. So, great. Perfect. Now, I move to the next skill that is tested, which is known as commercial acumen. So, let us divide this. This may seem a big term. Let us break these two words. What do you mean by commercial? In the general English language, what does the word commercial mean? Commercial is anything that is business related. And acumen means knowledge or how much you inherently know about something. So, just to give you an example over here, a few people are known to be good at business, right? So, their mind works in a very business friendly sense. So, a few communities worldwide, Jews are known to be very good businessmen. If we talk specifically about India, a community known as Banyas, Marwadis, Gujaratis, these people are very known to have a business mindset. Their brain automatically thinks of ways. So, if something is happening in front of them, they will try to come up with an idea as to how they can make money out of it, right? So, this is what you mean by commercial acumen. How much do you inherently think about what will happen in the business perspective? So, this is what commercial acumen means. Now, there are again three things which you are supposed to take care of if commercial acumen is the verb given to you in your requirements. So, the first thing which you are supposed to take care of is demonstrating awareness. Demonstrating means showing and awareness means that you are aware of it, you know about it. So, you have to show that you know about business. This is exactly what this means. So, here you are supposed to clearly show knowledge. How will you clearly show knowledge? So, as we all know that the charity business is what your actual exam is based upon. Historical places is the name of the pre-seen information that has been released by ACCA. So, Now you people, how can you show knowledge? You can show knowledge by inherently knowing about how charities work. So you people know that charities make most of their money via donations. They make most of their money by probably having some sort of subscriptions. Then probably how do charities function? They have volunteers who work for them. So if somebody believes in the cause that you are serving, let's suppose there's an NGO that works for the education of rural children. So if anyone believes in helping towards that and cannot really open their own NGO, they can serve as volunteers at the NGO. So this is how you know how the charities work. So this is commercial acumen in the perspective of charities, to show that you know about the things that are being talked about. Second thing that you're supposed to do is use judgment. Using judgment means the ability to come to a sensible conclusion. We all make decisions, and let's be honest, all the decisions that we take are not the best decisions, right? Sometimes we do not think from all of the perspectives. Sometimes we miss out on certain points, because of which our decision may or may not be correct. So here commercial acumen would mean we are also supposed to use our judgment. We are supposed to be able to think to come to a sensible conclusion. You should be able to conclude something sensibly. So if there are certain pieces of information given to you, you should be able to analyze all of that information to reach a sensible conclusion. So there could be a few positive factors, a few negative factors, but then it is your judgment. You have to weigh whether the pros are more or the cons are more, and accordingly you should be taking a sensible decision. So this is what is covered as a part of use judgment. Now talking about the third thing is about show insight. How will you show insight? You are supposed to demonstrate deep and accurate understanding of a situation. Deep and accurate understanding of a situation. So what does this mean? Whatever information is given to you, you have to demonstrate, you have to show that you understand that, and you understand that accurately. So there is no miscommunication. Whatever is given to you, you are able to understand that accurately and deeply, nicely. That is what all is a part of your commercial acumen. So whatever information is given to you, you should be able to make sense of it. You should be able to work out the best way so that it is the most beneficial to you. Now because we are talking about a charity as our final question in the exam, so I am replacing the word profit with benefit. So you should be able to ensure that whatever is the objective that you want to achieve, you should be able to achieve that. You should be doing jugaad. You should think of all of the possible ways that things can go in your favor. You can make things go in your favor so that you are able to achieve your ultimate objective. So this is all a part of commercial acumen. You should be able to relate things according to the business scenario, how things commercially work. Even the charities, right, they will also want to minimize their expenses, because whatever they want to achieve, they should be thinking that we should minimize all of our costs so that we are able to maximize the benefit that we are able to provide to the society. So all of this will form a part of your commercial acumen. Are we all good till here? Any queries, please ask. If you people have any queries, please ask. This is the second skill discussed. All good? Okay. Now let's head to the third sort of professional skill that is tested, a third out of the 5, which is known as analysis. Okay, so analysis, what do you understand by this word in the general English language? What do you people think analysis means? According to you, what's the meaning of analysis? When you go to the doctor and you show them your reports, let's suppose you got maybe a blood test done. So you show the doctor your report and the doctor analyzes the report. That means they will see it deeply. They will find out which things are good, which things are bad. So maybe your vitamin D is all fine, but you're lagging in vitamin B12. So this is an analysis of your report, where you're going right, where you're going wrong, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages. So this all becomes a part of analysis. Now what all is included in analysis, let's talk about that. Again, there are 3 points that we are going to talk about. First thing is, yes, Vanchita is saying seeing trends and patterns, insights. Pragati is saying to identify. Perfect. So let's learn what all is a part of analysis. The first thing is investigate. So what do you people mean by investigation? Investigate means trying to find out about something on your own. So who is the best investigator of all time? Sherlock Holmes, right? So Sherlock Holmes, what does he do? He carries out an inquiry to discover the facts of a situation. So if somebody has committed a murder, somebody has been murdered, who has murdered that person? So that all is done via an investigation. So what happens in an investigation? You carry out systematic inquiry to discover the facts of the situation. So in the SBL sense, you people will not actually be able to play the role of Sherlock Holmes and actually go on the field to discover about certain things, to inquire about certain things. But how will you be able to frame this into SBL is, if there is information given to you about certain project and there are a few puzzle pieces which you think are missing, some important information which is going to affect the decision is missing from the scenario, you are going to ask for that information in your answer. So you are not going to put in question marks over there. How will you frame it? So you will say that we have been talking about this specific project, however we do not have any information about XYZ. So if XYZ is happens to be the case, then it may be problematic for the project. However, if XYZ is not the case, then this project could be a good proposition for us. So investigation will be to ask for information which is not readily available, which is not being considered by the management. This is a very important skill, and if you demonstrate this in your answer, trust me, you're going to score very nice marks. So this is what you will do as a part of investigate. Second thing that you're going to do in analysis is inquire. Inquire again is to ask or seek information. So in the SBL sense, you could say that these two verbs will definitely be overlapping each other, because in the real exam sense, we cannot be going out and investigating something. So we are always going to be asking for the information, seeking for the information which we think is important and is missing from our consideration. So all of this is going to be a part of analysis. And the third thing that you're going to take care of is consider. Now once you know everything, you have found out the information that was missing using investigation, using some inquiries. So what you will do, you are going to deeply reflect before coming to the conclusion. Deeply reflect before coming to the conclusion. So what does this mean? Now that the doctor is seeing the report, does the doctor tell you immediately what is written in the report? No, the doctor analyzes the report, takes some time to reflect on what all information is available in the report, and then ultimately the doctor tells you the conclusion that okay, this XYZ thing is good with you, this thing is bad with you. So consideration, whenever the verb analysis is given, firstly you're going to ask for all of the missing information. Next thing is you're going to reflect on everything, all information that is known to you, all information that you are yet to know. You have to reflect on all of that and then ultimately come to the conclusion. Only then you have analyzed the situation. When you have considered literally all possibilities, all pros or cons, then it becomes the analysis that is complete. So this is about the analysis professional skill. Are we all good till here? Any queries, please ask. Are we all good? I'm waiting for your responses. Please ask any doubts. I'm starting to receive confirmations. Okay. All right. Now I will head towards the fourth professional skill out of the 5 that we have, which is professional skepticism. Professional skepticism. Now, skepticism means shak karna. It means questioning everything. So, all the information that is available to you, you do not trust it straight away. You want to verify things. Like, think of it as a wife who is constantly doubting her husband, who is thinking that maybe he is doing the wrong things, right? So, skepticism will involve everything about having a questioning mindset. You question everything. Even if you see something in front of you, you are going to not believe it straight away. You are going to want proof for it. You are going to want to verify that thing. So, skepticism means having a questioning mindset. If you people have done the audit paper, you will know professional skepticism, what it is. It means whatever the client is telling you, you're not supposed to straight away believe that. You're supposed to verify that. You're going to look for information which matches or does not match with what the client has told you. So, under skepticism also we are going to take care of 3 things. The number 1 thing is going to be probe. What does the word probe means? Probe means to search about something, to search into or examine something thoroughly. So, let us suppose some information has come to you, let us put it into the SBL perspective, where they are telling you that the market is supposed to grow by 10% every year. So, you are going to probe. How do you probe? You are going to search into it. How do you come up with this number of 10% growth? Is it backed by some data? Is it backed by some estimates which somebody else has produced? So, where is the information coming from? How can it be verified? This is what you are going to do in probe. The second thing that you are going to do in skepticism is question. So, you are going to express doubt about something. So, let us suppose the NPV for the investment that you are trying to consider is coming out to be positive. However, in the assumptions, you have, let us suppose, assumed maybe the tax rate to be constant. So, you should question the management that do you really think that over a span of 10 years the tax rates are going to remain constant? The government is not going to change even a single number in their policy. That is something which cannot happen. So, you are going to question them, you are going to express your doubt. You will feel that you will say in your answer that I highly doubt that the tax rates are going to remain constant for a period as long as 10 or 15 years. So this is how you're going to show your skepticism skills. You're going to tell the examiner that, see, we are not directly believing what is being told to us, we are questioning the things that are being said to us or given to us by the management. Yes, Pragati, exactly. To not believe anything at the face value or at the face of it. So whatever is seen, you know, it's always often said that appearances can be deceptive. So similar is the thing that you're doing over here. Whatever you're able to see, you're not straight away believing that. You want to look for the explanations, you want to look for the reasons, you have a questioning mindset, absolutely. And the third thing that you're going to do over here in skepticism is challenge. So challenge means whenever the word challenge, I hope you all have come across in the English language. So the verb challenge means that you are you know, putting somebody in a place where you are saying that what you are saying is incorrect. So I am challenging you that whatever information you think is true, it is not actually true. What I believe is true. So challenge means to dispute the truth or validity or of something. So here also you're going to, if let's suppose they have given you some sort of assumptions, so you're going to ask that, really, do you think this is going to happen? Is this the truth? Or you know, so basically you're questioning something. Let's suppose the management has given you that at the end of 10 years we are thinking that the machine will sell off for $1 million. So you're going to challenge that. You're going to say, as it is, the asset will be so much used over the 10 years. Do you really think it will still fetch $10 million? So this is how you are challenging them. Whatever they are telling you to be the truth, you are questioning them, you are challenging them that is it really the truth? You are disputing the truth. Dispute means whenever you believe something else, I believe something else. So when you challenge, you dispute the truth or validity of something. So you are going to question the management, do you really think that this will be the scrap value? Will you actually be able to fetch $1 million after 10 years? So this is how you involve challenge in your skepticism skills. So these are the three things which you are going to include whenever in the requirement you will find that professional marks are given for skepticism. Please ask any queries, I am waiting for you all. All good? Pragati, you can use question marks but only in one or two places, but if you use question marks in every you know, paragraph or after every two paragraphs, that is not something that we recommend. Frame it in a manner that you do not have to use a question mark. So let's suppose you want to question them on the growth rate that they have forecast to be 10%. So rather than putting it like this, that you know, how have you estimated the growth rate of 10%, rephrase this as something like this, that the management is using the growth rate to be 10% forecasted. However, you know, it should be considered how this estimate has been reached to. Is this estimate reliable or not? So how this estimate has been found out and what is the reliability of this estimate. So here your sentence will end with a full stop and still you have actually questioned, you have expressed skepticism that why and how the management has taken a growth rate of 10%. So do you understand, Pragati, how you are going to rephrase anything without the question mark telling the same thing? Okay, so Hope is saying, can you give example in charity case for challenge? Okay, so in the charity case, as far as I recollect the pre-scene, they were saying that these people are going to have a flow of volunteers who are going to do the work for them. So, hope how you can challenge them is that if the charity keeps running out of the limelight in the society, and if recession hits, and then a lot of people will be looking for other sources of making money, so they might not be able to shell out their hours when it comes to volunteering. So how is the organization forecasting that the volunteers are going to continue? So this is how you can challenge, you can show your skepticism, that they have planned that this will happen, but I doubt that this is something which may or may not happen. All right, Hope. See, challenge, if you talk about how we are going to show it in skepticism, is you're going to question them, you're going to say that what you're saying is not correct. Pragati, what you're saying about challenge, the sense in which you are saying challenge is that what problems can a business face? So yes, competition is definitely a challenge that a business faces, but here we are talking about the skepticism skills. In this context, challenge means that you are questioning, if the management tells you and says you that this is the number of this thing, so you challenge them, you say them, how is it this much, show me where you got this number from. So this is the challenge over here when it comes to the skepticism perspective. Yes, okay. Now coming to the very last skill, the fifth skill that we have, which is evaluation. Now under evaluation, again we are going to have to consider three things. Evaluation means evaluating something. If you people submit your answers to me, I evaluate your answers, I find out what is good, what is not. So evaluation is exactly this. What all are you going to take care of here? Firstly, you do an assessment. What do you mean by assessing? To judge the amount, value, quality or importance of something. So when it comes to evaluation, like I evaluate your answers, so I evaluate the quality of your answers over here. And then let's suppose if you are evaluating some sort of a proposal, if the charity that we have in our pre-scene, let's suppose they are planning to do something new. So what are you going to do as a part of evaluation? You will see that how much it's going to cost you amount wise, how much value it's going to generate, or quality is not really applicable here, and what is the importance of doing that. So is that project really important for us? So all of this is a part of assessment which forms a part of evaluation. Now talking about the second thing which you are going to consider is estimate. Estimate means whenever you're not really sure of the exact value, but you say that give or take this is what the value is going to be. So let's suppose that how much is the price of 1 kg of potatoes in the market. So you do not really know the exact value, but you say it's going to be somewhere between 18 to 20 rupees a kg. So this is what you mean by estimate. Estimate means to roughly calculate amount or value of something, amount or value of something. So here also, how does the management do evaluation? They find out that roughly this is going to be the value of this asset 10 years later, 5 years later. So this is also a part of evaluation. Now when you are doing evaluation, you are also going to make some estimates. How can you make estimates? You can say that according to the past trends, this is what has been happening. So we estimate that this is going to be this much. Now usually estimations will be more of the numerical calculations, testing some of the concepts that you may have learnt in some of the other papers, for example NPV, IRR. So this is something that you've all studied in your skill level papers, and if not, then even SBL syllabus teaches you about this briefly. So this is what you're going to do as a part of estimate. And then the third thing that you're going to take care of is appraise. What does the word appraise mean? All the people who are working in corporates would know the meaning of appraisal. Appraisal means when your performance is evaluated and then it is decided whether you get a salary hike or not. Do you get any incremental salary or not? Do you get bonuses or not? All of that is decided via appraisals. So, appraisal is another word for evaluation. You evaluate and appraise. So, what will you do as a part of appraise? To balance relevant arguments and issues to reach an informed decision. So, here what you are going to do as a part of appraisal is, so how it happens in companies, they will see that this is the work that you did nicely, this is the work that you probably did not give your best shot at. So, all of these are the things that are balanced, that are evaluated, that are appraised, and then it is decided whether or not you receive any hike in your salary. So, similarly, when it comes to the application to SBL exam, you are going to say that you are going to create a balance between all of the issues that are there, and then you are going to consider all of that to be able to reach an informed decision. So, whenever the verb evaluation is given to you in your professional skills, you are supposed to ensure that you write a conclusion, because you have to make an informed decision. Decision means concluding something. Decision means you actually decide whether or not you are going ahead with a particular thing or not. So, one was the verb evaluation, where you are going to write the conclusion, and similarly in analysis, because you are supposed to consider, and consider involves coming to a conclusion before you deeply reflect on it. So, even with analysis, you will write down all of the analysis, what have you thought about when you have reflected over a specific decision, and then ultimately as a result, what is your conclusion? You are supposed to write that whenever the requirement tells you that marks are going to be awarded for analysis skills. So, these are all of the skills in front of you. Do let me know if you people have any queries. Otherwise, we are going to have a live session tomorrow as well, where I am going to do the most awaited thing, which is the debrief of the pre-seen material of SBL March 2025 exams. And what I was also thinking is maybe to have a session where I quickly take you through the formats of the different requirements that are tested: briefing paper, report, memo, or maybe a letter, maybe the slides. So, just to quickly go through it, maybe 15-20 minutes of a session where we quickly browse through all of the formats so that they remain fresh in your mind. Let me know if you people want me to have that. Okay, so Pragati says explanation of formats. Okay, so this is what I am asking about, Pragati. Let me know, you people, all of you, would you like to have a session on the formats? Then I will arrange that one for you. Otherwise, tomorrow we are definitely going to be meeting for the debrief of the pre-seen material. I am going to announce the time shortly after this session ends. Appraisal in the case of charity too, absolutely hope. So, when it comes to charity, the only difference is they are not here to make profits. What are they here for? They are here to achieve their ultimate objective. So, specifically if we talk about the charity case that is given to us for the pre-seen of March 25, we see that they are a charity based company where they are working to restore some of the historical sites. So, your appraisal will involve firstly what are the costs that are going to be associated with it, and ultimately you are going to weigh that along with how much benefit as an NGO, as a charity, are you able to generate because of that? How closer does it actually take you to your final goal of restoring all of the historical places in that country? So, this is how you are going to do your appraisal here. ultimately every organization is here for some objectives. The the normal companies are here to make profits, they're here to make money. The charities are here to fulfill their objectives. So if it helps them fulfill their objective, then hope you say that we are going to go ahead with this decision. Okay, so this is an example of how appraisal will be done when it comes to a charity. I hope that you now understand this. Pragati says a session on formats will be helpful, and Ree also says so. Even Tarun says, okay, so I will try my best to host a session for you, a short quick session where we quickly browse through the formats that are there. And the formats that I'm going to be taking you through, I'm going to take you through these formats which are published by ACCA directly. So we are not going to follow any kit, we are not going to follow any specific tutor. We are going to specifically come back to the formats which are suggested, which are posted by ACCA themselves, so that there is no scope of any argument that we will leave a line after this or not. I do not want any sort of those confusions, so we will straight away head to that source which ACCA has directly published on themselves. Yes, Hope. All of the decisions, because we are always deciding about the future. Future is still to happen. It has not happened yet. So we all are always working on the forecast. So according to the forecast, what will be the cost, what will be the benefits, accordingly we will appraise and we will come to our final decision. Yes. Please ask if you people have any more doubts, otherwise we are done for the day. This is all that I had in store for all of you for today. Okay, so if you people do not have any other doubts, then allow me to take a leave. Okay, you're all welcome. Bye-bye.